Food for Health Center brings together scientists from a whole range of different disciplines: microbiology, molecular biology, immunology, chemistry, biochemistry, bioinformatics, and food science. And the Food for Health Center has all those people together working with one common goal: to improve human health.
At the Nebraska Food for Health Center, our mission is to improve human health by linking agricultural and food production to wellness and disease prevention through microbiome research. So we reach all the way back into the plant production world and identify or work to understand how components in our food, and particularly food crops is what we look at right now, but how those components interact with the gut microbiome, those trillions of organisms that live in your gastrointestinal tract. So we go from components in the plants to understanding how those dietary components are interacting with your gut microbiome. And what we've learned in this last decade or so is that many of the complex lifestyle diseases that are ravaging our culture, right? Diabetes, metabolic diseases, obesity, inflammatory bowel diseases, all those diseases and a whole host of others are associated with microbiomes that are not functioning normally. And in some cases, we know from experimentation in animals that it actually contributes to the disease. And knowing that these microbes eat the same food that we eat, why not think about preventing diseases by going in and understanding how these dietary components actually interact with the microbiome, developing foods that really target feeding you and feeding your microbiome at the same time in a way that's very beneficial, that prevents this disconfiguration from happening and prevents disease. And that's how you connect agriculture with biomedicine.
Here, it's been a fantastic opportunity to think about agriculture 2.0, if you will. What does the future of agriculture look like? Can we raise crops that are bred for health benefits as opposed to disease resistance or drought resistance?
So we are standing at the Havelock Research Farm. The thing that people are always struck by when they walk into one of our fields is that corn can actually look really, really different. I love taking people out to the field because they can see within a single field, there's not genetic diversity, but corn is an incredibly genetically diverse crop. So there are really two approaches to breeding. One is for quantity traits, right? We want more grain, either more grain per acre, more grain per unit of nitrogen we put down on the soil, more grain per inch of irrigation. The second way to approach plant breeding is breeding for quality traits. They're not going to get higher yield. What they're going to get is a premium for their crop. And an extra 50 cents, $1 a bushel for somebody producing corn, that makes a big difference.
We are using a platform that is available through the Nebraska Foods for Health Center to identify additional compounds that may provide resistance to infection with pathogens.
Let's say I have 300 different varieties of corn, and I want to see how your microbiome responds to that. That's a pretty difficult experiment to do because you're going to get tired of eating different varieties of corn every day and me sampling your microbiome. So literally, it's an impossible experiment to do.
So instead of putting corn into human guts, they found a way to put the human gut into the corn.
What I can do is I can take your microbiome and I can put it in a test tube. And I can put it in 300 different test tubes, and now I can feed your microbiome in the test tube 300 different varieties of corn.
Robots mimic the human digestive system.
We have to mill it up, which means make a flour out of it. We have to make it look like it's gone through your oral cavity, through your stomach, and all the way down into your colons. We have to digest it. We have to treat it with acid, make it look like your stomach, right? We have to do all of those things. We have to pull the small molecules out your body would absorb and then feed the rest of it to the microbiome. That's that process, and we've automated most of those steps.
We are at the new Nebraska Notobiotic Mouse Facility. The term notobiotic comes from the Greek words notos for known and bios for life. So if a mouse is notobiotic, you know exactly what life is associated with that mouse. So many of our notobiotic mice in the facility are germ-free. That means there are no bacteria, viruses, or fungi in or on their bodies. We are able to also give them human gut microbes. Those mice literally become an avatar for a human donor so that we can study that particular gut microbial community.
It's an important step between the cornfields and actual human trials. Labs like this are rare.
There are very few gnotobiotic mouse programs in the world. And one of the reasons that this program is so important for us at the University of Nebraska and the Institute of Ag and Natural Resources and our food science department is because it's a fantastic resource for being able to study diet microbiome interactions.
What I do is what we call translational research. We approach the research and experiments we do in a basic way, but instead of using cell or animal models, we go right to the source and we engage with humans.
So either that's cells.
One of the things that really sort of affected me about taking care of patients with inflammatory bowel disease are their stories. Patients tell me they know every bathroom from here to the supermarket. When I ask them about vacation plans, they say they can't take a plane ride because what if they have to sit in the middle seat or there's someone standing at the bathroom? So when I can help them in a way that gives them their life back, it's a big deal.
One of the coolest things about the Food for Health Center is the way they work together across disciplines, combining their expertise to solve this problem.
By putting all those teams together, we create synergy, we create knowledge across the disciplines, and it makes Nebraska and the Food for Health Center unique.
In addition to improving people's lives, is we're also working to train the next generation of scientists to make even more exciting advancements in gut health research.
Imagine a project that delivers on the promise of identifying natural food components that restores your gut barrier, supports health, has the potential to reverse disease. That would be an amazing thing and almost priceless in terms of the knowledge you would get.